Hello and welcome to anybody that's listening. Oh, we've got 6 reactions already. This is brilliant. People are reacting and we've just come on. Welcome, my name is Roy Fensom. I do interviews with people who have spiritual and wellness aspects to their business. Today we will be talking to Yvonne Schwirse, who is a medium come psychic, and we'll go easy on her today because she's had a pretty rough week and we wanted to survive the aspects of coming on and discussing with us. If you're interested, later on we will ask some questions of Yvonne, and you'll just type it in capital so that we know you're asking a question of her. I'm not sure that she will be doing readings, but you never know, she might feel comfortable enough to drop a few readings in. So if you happen to tune in and are interested in that, then I'm going to allow you to type it up. I'm going to get Yvonne up and we will start a conversation and see where it leads us. Hello, Yvonne. How are you?
I'm not bad. How are you, Roy?
I'm doing well. I'm hoping you're not too nervous so we can get through this.
Yeah.
Now, you are a psychic medium or by description, but where did that begin?
Well, my first experience was when I was 2 years old. But too young to communicate it with anybody what was happening. And then my next experience was I lived my life. It created a fear of the dark because they always came in the middle of the night, and I woke up very frightened, very scared. Most of my childhood, I was very frightened of what I could see, hear, and feel. By the age of 10, it really started to kick in. I felt
just a question in there, Yvonne.
Yeah.
I don't want to put your age on the counter here. That's being rude.
Yeah.
But I would think that when you were going through this, it would have been, society would have been a little bit overbearing towards people who were going through what you're going through.
Yeah, you didn't say a word. You didn't. It wasn't talked about. But when I did actually have that experience, that when I was 10, when I was sleeping, and I seen spirit fully on my bed, and so did my brother, and I screamed the place down with fear, not knowing what I see. Yeah. And Mum and Dad come running in, and we were shaking like leaves, and everything was hush hush. And I think I drove my mum and dad crazy because I was so frightened, because I knew that they would come in the middle of the night when everyone was sleeping. So with that experience, I actually, as you do, you go through your lessons in life, you close off areas and hide on the inside, not letting anyone else know what you're going through.
Would you say that there's a lot of people out there that are psychics or spiritual aspects who would have gone through a similar sort of thing in their early life?
Oh, absolutely. And I still feel that there's a lot of people that are experiencing these things that are happening to them right now.
Do you think that they would be going through the same sort of stigma as what you did?
Yes. Not to the full extent, but the hardest part, I feel, would be family and friends that you grew up with, the change that happens with you accepting this person of who you are now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess it does. I'm sorry to detract from where you were, but I'm trying to sort of get to the point where people can understand that if they are going through this, they might want to talk about it with somebody else so that it's not that stigma attached to it.
Yeah. With family and friends, they know you as who you are. They don't know you as this person that's opening up, and your psychic senses are opening up and you're starting to experience things. So that's very hard for them to say, well, who's this person? This isn't the person that we grew up with. Do you know what I mean? It's like it becomes black and white a little bit. And that's why I suggest if people want my ideas of what I went through, learn your life lessons, live your life, and when the time's right, the teacher will appear. But I lived my life. I went through a lot of experiences, a lot of learning, a lot of hurtful things. It was a big roller coaster ride in my life. But with that, I say thank you now, because it's gave me knowledge and wisdom to be able to help others. So
Cara Marshall has just joined us, and she's put in for the competition for to have a reading with you. So hopefully we'll get some more of the people that are interested in having that particular contest with you. Back to where you were. We've also got Julie Pickett has put her name down for a reading with you at some point, if we're lucky. Again, this will be done on next Friday. We'll pick a winner, and that will be put up on the update, the weekly update that we have. Now, you got to around the 10 age before I rudely cut in on top of you. So was school a problem with what you were going through?
I went through school. Yeah, I was the big softie, the soft kid. I probably ended up changing and getting involved more into sports, a lot of activities, kept myself busy to be accepted. And that went through right through life. And that's where I said that I actually hid on the inside for a very long time and learned a lot of life's lessons. And without those lessons in life, I always look at it and I say thank you, because everyone is a teacher and we're all learning and making lots of mistakes or wrong choices in life, or might be the right choice for us, because that's probably obviously what we needed to learn. It helps you to grow, to experience. And then life will hit you in a different way. And then when you're ready, that's when you'll start to seek out and take courses and learn and keep on learning. And when you're ready, the teacher will definitely appear. And that's when you'll know when to step out. My father passed in 1997. And I went into a very peaceful place within myself. I kept hearing, have a reading. I never had a reading before in my life. So I booked in and I made a reading. Never met this person before. And his name is called Clairvoyant Darryl Whitfield. I went to him and he did the reading for me. And he told me that my dad was present. He told me even what my dad, the shoes that he loved to wear, which was impossible for Darryl to even know.
Yeah.
Then he leant forward and he said, why are you hiding? With that, we ended it. Then I went home and I'm sitting there quietly. Day by day went by and I'm sitting there. All these memories kept coming up, memories after memories. And I thought, well, I remember that when I was younger. But when I was back there and I was younger, it seemed a lot worse than what it is. Anyway, I started doing all this, forgiveness, and working through it. 6 weeks later, oh boy, it all happened. Spirits started coming fast and furious. And I couldn't.
So you opened the door and the flood came in.
Oh, absolutely. And I was seeing them. I couldn't look at a photo without the photo's face changing. And I thought, oh, my goodness, what am I going to do with this? They were coming into the bedroom. They were playing with my hair. It was constant. orbs, lights. It just kept coming. I was like, oh, I have to find someone. Help me to understand what's going on here.
Right.
So I contacted Daryl. He taught me protection, clairvoyant Daryl, that is. He taught me protection techniques, grounding. He started a development group. He did meditation, and I came on board, and I was learn. So
you meditate now a lot, or?
Oh, I love my meditation. Absolutely. Learn to still the mind so as you can hear.
Would you recommend that for people that are just coming through now?
Doing it, that are just starting?
Yeah.
Do you mean? All of it. Meditation, practicing, learning where your strengths are, whether it be seeing, hearing, feeling, smell, taste, or touch. It's like a muscle. It needs exercise. Work with it. I worked with it for years and years before I even took a step out to help somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deb Marudo has just dropped in to say hello to me and you. So I know she's interstate, so we've got at least one interstate person coming through. That's always good.
Okay. Hello.
Do you want to go a bit further with the life plan, or move on to a different question?
Well, it's just learning. Go from course to course. Reiki, learning, keep expanding until you reach that understanding. I had one person say to me, it was June Cox, Yvonne, you can only go to university for so long.
Eventually you've got to. You can't be a student.
Yeah, and that was it. That was it. I had to go.
Yeah. So how did you get into markets and fairs and things? What sort of dragged you into that area?
Well, I went to all the markets. I knew I had all this, and I kept looking for answers, and I went to every psychic fair it was on, or I seen it advertised. You see a sign up on the road, and I would stick my head in there and have a look. And, yeah, of course, as we do. I love it. Love it because it's who I am. And I kept doing that for a long time until I built up enough courage after June Cox said to me. I then made the effort to book myself into a market, into a fair, and have a go. But I set myself a limit. I wasn't going hammers and tongs on it. I was just going to go so many at a time and then call it a day. Yeah. And I just built myself up in that way.
Oh, that's good. What sort of reading would you say you actually do? Clairvoyant, clairsentient, medium, psychic? What would you say you were?
I'm a clairvoyant medium. I see, hear, feel, smell and taste. Sometimes I have a knowing. I don't allow entities to come into my body and talk through me. I'm not comfortable with that. But I do work with energy. I tune into people's energy, and I always explain. I'll give them what I see, hear, feel. The messages I get, I'm not in charge of spirit coming through. They do, I will acknowledge them, but I'm not in charge of it. I'm not a full-on medium. I'm a clairvoyant medium, and there's a difference. When we work out in the fairs, the energies can affect. If we receive spirit, some of us might, some of us might not. Some things can come through symbolic.
We have another person who's just dropped in, Rachel Morris. She says, hi, guys, and welcome, Rachel. I hope you get something out of this conversation. It's always lovely to have new people dropping in and leaving smiley faces and the like. All right, Yvonne. This is quite normal. People do drop in and leave their messages. Oh, here's one you're going to know. Hi, Yvonne. Yeah, lovely. Right. Do you work from home, or do you have other modalities that you work with as well, like phone messages, market, psychometry, that sort of thing?
I work at, I do private readings. I also do Reiki healing. I work in the market, so I work at your market, your fair.
The Spiritual and Wellness Fair for all those that are listening.
Absolutely. On the 23rd of September, I'll be there. The Gawler Psychic Fair is on the 26th of this month, August. I'll be there.
I'll just put up some of these. I've got to find the gizmo. I've lost my gizmo now. I'll just put a couple of these up, and when I can find them. Right, we've got the Gawler Fair is in August. That is the 18th. 26th, you're right. Oh, it's coming up the 18th now. It's not going to be then, is it? No. It's on the 26th. So if anybody is heading towards the Gawler Fair on the 26th, catch up with Yvonne down there. You can make bookings well ahead of time. I'm sure Yvonne won't mind at all if you make a booking in advance. Now, the one after that would be Flinders Street Market for you, wouldn't it, Yvonne?
That's it. Yep, I'll be there.
Yeah, that's on the 8th and 9th of September, and that's a 2-day event in the Flinders market to market. So it's in Flinders Street, just down from Frome Road. Yeah. Well worth a look in, and bring your friends along. They have all sorts down there, so it's a good day normally. So bring your friends along and have a talk and make a booking with Yvonne. Now, also, just to get a little bit up there, I'll get a plug in for myself. The Golden Grove Spiritual Fair is at the Golden Grove Arts Centre on the 23rd of September, and Yvonne will be there as well. She's a very busy woman. She likes to get in, get it all done and go home, which is always great. Unfortunately, this is only a one-day event, so you're going to have to really get in early for that one and make a booking with Yvonne. I don't know whether you know Dermot, but he's just dropped in. Yes, it's on live now, Dermot. Live. Even I can answer your questions should you ask. Now, if anybody would like to ask a question about Yvonne's skills and any questions that I'm not asking, you're quite free to make a bit of a question in the comments, and I will put it up for Yvonne to explain. Is that all right with you, Yvonne? Bad luck it is.
No saying that one.
No, you can't get away from that one.
Oh, no. I run out.
Here we go. It's all right. Dermot says he's just got home from soccer just in time to have a listen to what you were talking about. So that's all good. Thanks, Dermot, for tuning in. That's absolutely lovely. So we got into what's coming up for you. Is that the only stuff you've got coming up, or are you're doing stuff from home?
Like I said, I do private readings. I also, at the moment, advertising psychic parties.
Oh, that's different. What's that about?
Well, if people, they contact me and I explain to them what's needed for me to come out to their home, the way they can host it in their own home with family and friends.
How many would you need?
10 or more.
Oh, that's a good group. Is there a cost involved?
Yeah, I charge $50 per person. Come out to the place. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So long as you're offering you a cup of tea and a couple of Vickies, it should be fine, shouldn't it?
Actually, I've done a few, and it is a fun night for people. I work, but they have fun, and that gives them as a talking point for people as well, especially in winter nights.
Now, to book with Yvonne, you can go to the Facebook page, which is now scrolling over the screen ever so gently. And if you are interested in one of these home visits, then I would suggest that you... Oh, we got a question, and I'll get to that in a minute, Yvonne. If you're interested in one of these parties, you're more than welcome to either go on this site and leave a message or message Yvonne through Messenger. I'm sure she would love to hear from anybody that's interested in that. And if you're watching this in replay, then the offer still stands. You can still make the bookings for those fairs, and the private functions with Yvonne can also be done afterwards. There's no There's no need to be making a mad rush to get it on there.
Sorry, Roy, can I mention, I forgot to mention my brother. My brother, yes, he was my first.
Can we get to
mentor.
just a question here? Julie Pickett's come in and she's got a question. Do we all have the ability to see spirits, or is this a gift only given to certain people?
Oh, we all are born psychic. Absolutely. It's just in life we miss the signs and we're not looking for the signs. But to me, I always feel that there's a reason for that, that spirit works in mysterious ways. When you're ready to learn, then you will learn. It becomes a choice. Okay? With me,
Lovely.
a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people, well, I never even knew they did this. When I was growing up, I must have been very naive or lived a very shallow life. But people actually were doing groups and seeking very much to have these experiences and to work with spirit. Me, I wanted to give it back. I was scared of it, you know. I didn't ask for it. So some people got no choice, I suppose, and other people can choose.
It's just a choice you make as to which way you want to go. Dermot has just sent in another question which says, I see colours and feel presence, but can't see directly. Is that something you went through at one point?
Yes. Well, I've seen colours. I've seen orbs. I sometimes seen spirit. So to me, that would be leaning a little bit more to the clairvoyancy side. So maybe learning to listen, go within and start to listen to what you're hearing, and maybe you'll connect with them in that way.
Right, well, we've finally caught up with the questions at the moment, so I'm sorry, I cut you off. You were going to say something about your brother.
With the mentoring, I feel that mentoring is it's like a backbone, you know, like somebody is actually helping you. My brother was my first mentor who helped me through a lot. And then his name's Leonard Burton, helping me to understand, because he was actually, he knew all this stuff but never ever told me. And he went travelling. So when he went travelling and I was having problems and spirit was coming in fast and furious, it was like, poke, come on, help me. But I didn't know what to do. That's when I reached out to Daryl Whitfield, to help me, because I didn't know what else to go. But what I'm trying to say to people is when you feel that you've learned all that you need to learn from one mentor, then somebody else will come that you might be interested in learning in a different course or a different way. And just keep going, building yourself. And it's also interacting with like-minded people of what you're going through as well, and being able to practice with those people to help strengthen that muscle, that psychic muscle. It needs exercise. And then work, meditation, go within, listen within, learn to still the mind to help strengthen you to your ability to hear. Okay, so it's like...
Wow, you're getting some serious comments here. One from Nori. I can see orbs all the time. Are they spirit from my loved one sending me a message? What do you do and when you see the orbs?
Well, if you're sitting quietly, if you sit and you look at the orbs long enough, it can be a loved one. It can be light workers, angels, the universe, whoever's around you is psychic energy. If you look long enough into an orb, but everybody's different and everybody experiences differently. For me, the orb can change and take like a face can appear. It's
so
like
this again. This is like a stepping stone to progressing your skills as a psychic or clairvoyant.
Yeah. So if you're seeing orbs, then pick up information and learn about people's experiences with orbs. It also can be like, if it's coming through in colours, maybe look at yourself first. It could be you might have a blocked chakra that you need to look at. Or it could be...
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, that's That's a good response, yeah.
Yeah, so you might need to work on that chakra and clear that chakra. Other colours, they all have different meanings. And the thing is with working psychically, we all interpret differently. We all receive differently and we interpret differently. So for what I might say, someone else might say something different or see something maybe a bit more than what I do.
Great. Now, a couple of people have mentioned orbs and seeing this sort of stuff and colours and the like, and the ability to see spirit and the like. But what sort of grounding sort of comes in to help you either project on this or clarify? Is there a grounding session that you can go through that people can understand and follow?
A grounding session before you actually work with spirit, are you asking?
Yeah, before, during. I mean, picking up on clients' baggage is always, I would think, a problem because they always come with something.
You're saying grounding, or how do I do it, not take it on?
Basically both. I would think you would have to ground yourself before you begin the day, and then you would have to have periods where you're grounding yourself again to rid yourself of the negatives or whatever.
Yeah, I do visualization of seeing roots of a tree wrap around my ankles, and I send these roots down into Mother Earth and I wrap them around the heart of the earth, and then I bring these roots all the way back up again, up through my chakras, up through my crown chakra, up through a white column of light, and then I bring white light and energy back down into Mother Earth all the way through, then bring both of them up and get that all happening. They're all dancing around your body, becoming two spinning wheels, becoming one. Then I do breath work. I breathe in and I blow out, visualizing that my aura is expanding. And I'm taking it for every breath, I'm expanding it higher and higher. That helps to keep me grounded, clear, and focused, and helps take my vibrations higher.
I can see if anybody is listening to this, that's something that's quite easy to follow, and they might be able to get into that habit quite quickly. Yeah. Nori is back again, and she says, you can work with my chakras the next time I see you. So
okay, it'd be pleasure.
You got some choices there.
Okay.
Just to remind people that there is a competition on, and if you're looking for a free reading with Yvonne during the Golden Grove Fair on September 23rd, just type in read, and I'll put it up on the screen here. Read in the comments for the chance to win a free reading, and put that up so that people can see it. And don't forget to share. Even if we're not on for any particular time and you're watching this in replay, you can still share, because I'm sure that at some point Yvonne will be back and she will be doing more of these wonderful interviews. She seems to be clocking along quite nicely. So share with your friends and tell them that Yvonne is a person that's well worth listening into. This is very important for everybody that comes on these shows, because we're giving everybody the opportunity to not just see us down at the fairs, but to listen in and make some sort of, I guess, make a judgment. It's terrible to say that, but I like to be able to put a face to a name and know what that person is like, and being able to listen to somebody in an interview allows them a better interpretation of what that person is. And I'm hoping that Yvonne will get a sudden rush of clientele that she can't handle because of this, if not straight away, then over a period of time. Now, we come into a little area which is probably annoying to me, is that there are, excuse me, there are people out there who come along to fairs and markets, and I've had a couple at my own fairs, who customers have complained about because their readings have been rather lackluster. Would you like to sort of encourage something in that direction, Yvonne, so that they're...
What does that actually mean, lackluster? Not enough information?
Yeah, I would think that's probably one of the elements. They come along and I don't think they're prepared.
What I'm picking up at the moment, what I'm being told here is, or what I'm feeling, is that people who are actually learning this work and really feel that they've got it, my advice to people is not to rush out there and do readings for people when you're not ready. Like learn, and build that muscle up. Because when you go out there, it's a big responsibility. You're working with people. This is people's lives. People are coming to you for help. So for me, I wasn't ready to go out there until I was ready fully, and I knew that I was working for the most highest intention for that person to help them.
Yeah, I think that sometimes the people that are coming along are not quite aware of that aspect. Adair has dropped in to say hello to both of us, and great to see you here.
Hello.
Well, just popped in. Do you have to do a course to be able to do readings? Other courses that you can sort of cover?
Do you have to do a course just to be able to do readings?
Yeah.
I would actually advise for people to get into a development group, a beginner's development group, and practice. That it would be part of what you would actually learn in a development group is to read each other and see how you go and build on it. Every psychic sense will get to work. You get to work with it. It's like going back to school and learning something new, rather than feeling that you know it all and go out there, which could be more damaging to somebody's life than helpful.
Yeah, that's true enough. I'll give you that. Do you feel comfortable enough that we can get maybe a couple of people to ask some questions for you, or is that too much for today?
Personal question, I can try.
I'll do a bit of a reading, see how we go.
I normally tune into people's energy face to face, but I will give it a go as long as people understand this isn't normally the way I work.
Yeah, that's fine. If anybody has a question, please put it in capitals, and we'll just see how we go, because like Yvonne has said, it's not something that she normally does. And Adair has said it's very similar to doing the same with coaching and NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. You have to get out there and you have to find the right terminology, the right emotional content when you're talking to your customer as to how you respond to what you're picking up. It's not always, it's just this or it's just that.
Yeah.
There has to be an element in there which brings you not only clarity, but brings emotional content to your client. Would that be accurate?
Also helping them to feel uplifted after the reading. That is one of the best feelings ever when you get that from a person. Definitely. I always look at people's readings, and I always say to people, I like to give more in the now. Everybody's gone through a lot of negatives in the past, but I don't I don't feel that you need to bring that into now. That is the past. So I like to work on now and then look into the future. Does that make? Did I answer that properly? I don't know if I might have went off track there.
No. That's good. I was just thinking there are occasions when what's coming up in the contact between you and your client may not always be what the client wants.
That's right.
So how do you sort of get that across politely without sort of dragging the customer down?
I feel I'm pretty gentle with how I bring things across to people, and then I'll take the time out to explain. So makes sense. So they understand why it's come through. If something comes up about a person, say they haven't let go of something in the past and they're still hanging on to it, whether it be a hurt feeling or something that they're carrying deep inside. And if spirit comes through or my guides come through and that's what they want me to shift, because with my readings, I do give like intuitive healings as well. So they'll take me to that part and then I will point it out to them and then I will explain to the person ways of how to clear this, to work through it and let go.
Right. So even though you're bringing in an aspect they may not want to hear, you still bring it in, but you try to find a way to make it more gentle and help them in removing whatever that is that you're bringing out.
Yeah, because they're carrying this on the inside, so it's a hurt emotion or a memory. So it's to help them to heal from this, to help them to work through it, to let go, release them from this that's holding them back in life. So, it all comes into it, forgiveness. We never forget.
Yes, we can forgive easily, but we never forget.
Right.
Dermot has sent in something here. My strongest connection emotionally has been felt when I've been on the opposite side of the planet. This has happened twice in my life. One was negative and the second was very positive. I'm not sure where that's going with that. Whether that's a connection with spirit.
Opposite side of the planet. Are you talking aliens? Are you talking spirits? Outside planet.
I would think that maybe he's been over in like a different country or something, and his connection has been stronger somewhere else rather than when he's here.
All right. So it's happened twice.
Oh, sorry. I'll put it up again for you. There you
go. This has happened twice in my life.
I just wanted to take it down because we can only see about half your face. So I'll
half my face. It's okay. I'll hide. I don't mind hiding.
Here we go. He sent a bit of a clarification. He said the meaning is with people here, and secondly is yes, it was a different country. So he's had some connection himself. But he's had a better reception somewhere else rather than here. Julie Pickett has typed very cautiously in heading, so we know it's a question. Maybe you can offer something to this one. My dad passed many years ago and we were very close. How can I try to connect with him? I need his guidance. I'm at a crossroads with my career and unsure which path to take. Just let me know if you get anything and we'll take it from there.
She wants to get close. That's passed many years ago. We were very close. Julie Becker. Julie, well, I don't know if it's Dad that's with me, but I've definitely got spirit with me. You're still looking for answers to do with your loved ones, and I'm being told that the answers, You've actually got the answers within you. It's coming. The feeling I've got coming over me, and I've been tingled all over here. You've got a lot of love being sent your way. Believe in yourself. Know that you can do whatever you set your mind to, and have a go anyway. You're still trying to please Dad when he's always been happy with what you're doing. Does that make sense? I actually, while I'm doing this, I actually feel nauseous in my stomach while I'm talking to this person. So whether there was a lot of emotions going on here, there's a very definitely close to Dad feeling. Relied on his directions and guidance right through life, and I'm getting told that you're exactly like Dad, and to believe in yourself. Does that make sense? That's what I'm getting.
That's wonderful. I hope that Julie gets something out of that. It's good that you're able to pick up something at least, and maybe later Julie will just send an up and down or a yes as to whether that's been of some assistance to her.
Okay.
Right, Yvonne, we're getting down to the really tough and technical questions now.
Oh, not technical. I don't like technical.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get down to the really serious stuff now.
Okay.
And, we're just about run out of questions. Yeah. So it's not as bad as you thought. Is there anything that you would like to sort of put out to the public that we haven't discussed? Because I know it's... we've sort of haven't touched in some of these areas very heavily, but we've allowed you to go through your life as it was up to this point. We've got a response from Julie, and it says it does. Thank you very much, Yvonne.
Julie,
you've done a wonderful job there.
She's very strong.
Good for her. Hopefully the experience is not too daunting for you, and you will be able to do more of these in the future. So is there anything you want to sort of go over or discuss with anybody that's out there that might be starting, or anything at all that you want to go through and just give them a bit of a buzz on?
I think people need to start trusting their intuition, and don't rush out there. That's a big thing that worries me. There's a lot of people going out there to do this work, and it takes a long time to learn to work with this. And even myself, I'm still learning. Psychics, we can all think, oh, right, I'm there. I've learned all that I need to learn. No. For every time you think you've learned it all, they will change something else, and there's something new that you need to learn. It's continuous learning forever and ever until we leave this planet. So read books, ask questions. If your children have experiences, encourage them. Don't put fear into them. As I experienced that fear, I had no one to turn to. And it was when my dad passed, when my mum told me that she read tea leaves. And the psychicness goes back in generations as well. And my mum
It sounds like your brother's also psychic. So
very, very, yes.
Very. We have another question. Well, it's not so much a question as a response. I don't have a particular question. I hope that's okay. But I do have messages from Spirit, and that's Nandali Ashby. I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there that receive messages from Spirit in one form or another.
Yeah.
Is this something that you can sort of assist her in either taking it a bit further forward, or what she should be looking for?
You receive messages from Spirit. If you're actually, are you hearing an actual conversation with Spirit, or are you getting snippets of Spirit and then seeing symbolic images which need to be interpreted? Everything, it all comes into play. If it's full mediumship, they get all that as well, plus the conversation with Spirit and loved ones that come with people. Find a mentor. to
Oh,
help you
I've actually misread the bottom of that. It says, but do I have any messages from Spirit?
from
Sorry.
Spirit.
My apologies. Nandali, I read that entirely wrongly, and I put Yvonne on the spot, which you shouldn't.
Yeah, I was putting it in that way too as well. Sorry, Natalie. How do I say it? Nadali, sorry.
Nandali Ashby.
Wrong. Oh, that'd be me. Okay.
And you've got your glasses on too, woman.
I know. I don't know why I read it that way as well. Okay, hang on.
She wants to know if there are any messages from Spirit.
A particular spirit, or just go with what I'm getting?
I would go with whatever you're getting.
Yeah, I'm picking up there's a lot of movement around you. Movement can be moving to a new house or a new state. There's definitely a lot of movement around you. And I keep seeing the number 7. So there's no time in the spirit world. So I like to break it down. It can be the 7th of a month, 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. I don't lean to 7 years, but there's definitely a lot of decisions that you need to make. And once you start to make up your mind, then the action needs to be applied. But I feel very restless. I'm not settled where I am right now, if that makes sense.
I'm sure that now that we've corrected what Nandali was asking, she was very kind and sent us a message to saying that she thought we had misinterpreted, and we realised that I think at about the same time she sent the message through.
Yeah.
So Dermot sent a message through that he gets vision messages too. Vision messages, is that like seeing someone or something and then trying to interpret?
Clairvoyancy comes in like you can get like visions. You'll see pictures. You might see the name of a place. You might see you see some bells. Yeah, interpretation of bells can be many things. It can be an engagement, a wedding, an anniversary. Okay.
Does it differ between the particular clairvoyant medium or whatever the modality is? Does it differ in the interpretation depending? I mean, you might say bells equals engagements, weddings, or something else. Yeah, but another clairvoyant or something will see the same thing and interpret that differently.
Yes, absolutely. We all interpret differently, but hopefully we all get the same thing at the end. It all comes together.
And it says she sees both separately. So I'm assuming that means that he gets visions and he gets messages, not necessarily the both of them together.
That's right.
And Nandali says, that's fine, guys. A bit of a laugh because we got it all mixed up in the beginning there. So hopefully Nandali got something out of that, which is beneficial to her. And we're pretty much coming towards the end of the interview here. So we will just go over a couple of things, which is, number 1, share with your friends. Even in the replay, share with your friends. The more people that we can bring in to talk to these people, the more that we are going to encourage these people to come forward and you can get to know them. It's not going to be just about psychics and the like of psychics or fairs. It's also going to be about people who have wellness issues to bring forward. That could be health, it could be water, it could be something else. It's just a mass of people out there that are attempting to Nandali has got back to us. We've got 2, so I'll put them up and you can have a read. I'll even read it out for you, Yvonne, so that you don't have to get in too close to the camera. All right. You're correct. I'm not happy where I am at the moment. I think I want a bit more in my life, as it's been the same for a long time. I'm currently wanting new fields of work and expanding my family, but I do feel things are slowly starting to move now. That's Nandalee Ashby.
Thank you.
So that's a nice response to your clairvoyant there.
Right.
And Julie Pickett says, thank you for sharing your story, Yvonne.
Thank you for listening to me.
I think it's great that people have the opportunity to talk to yourself and people like yourself, so they can get a feeling for the person they're going to be having a reading from. And whether it's somebody that just, sometimes at a fair you feel, that's a nice energy over there, but you know nothing about the person. So it's always nice to have that face and a conversation to put to someone. Now, if you're interested in having a booking with Yvonne for a reading or a multitude of other things that Yvonne does, give her a call, give her a message on Messenger at the Clairvoyant on Facebook. That's very important. And if you are thinking of going to any of the fairs that I'm going to be putting up shortly, take notice of this Facebook address, as you would really want to book ahead for Yvonne, because I've known times when Yvonne has no spaces left, so you've got to make the effort to make a booking with Yvonne. Now, as to where Yvonne is going to be, she will be at the Gawler Fair, August the 26th. Did I get that right, Yvonne?
You did, that's right.
I finally got it right, lovely. Oh, we've got another question. Okay, I will ask the question and we'll see where that leads us. Oh, I am not even going to try and get half of that name out. Natasha, I am sorry. I am going to get that name entirely wrong if I attempt it. I've had a lousy few years. When will it all end and my dreams come true? That's a very broad question, isn't it?
Okay. Natasha, it's another feeling I've got that's coming over me here is believing in yourself again, what you're allowing to be in your life and where you want it to go. That comes into your choices, and I cannot interfere with your choices in life. I do feel things that will start to move for you, and I'm seeing the number 3 around that. So that can be, I'll break it down again, the third of a month. It can be 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. There's no time in the psychic world, or in the spirit world, I should say. That it's like the feeling I've got coming over me is like one chapter is finishing, but it won't stop until you make your choice of what it is you wanting to happen. I'm getting told here, make the plans and have a go anyway, whatever that is that they're meaning. But I feel that the fear overcomes you. You're wanting all this, but the fear is holding you back, because it's almost like self-doubts are creeping in, where I feel that I'm not going to make the right choice or the right decision, but you will. I'm getting told, have a go anyway. Does that make sense?
Brilliant. She says, I'm sorry about the broadness of the question, but I'm hoping for some good news. Honestly, Natasha, I'd say that's probably the best news that you can hope for, is the fact that you're making the right decisions and have a great faith in your own ability to make those decisions. Okay, we're getting close. You're going to be at the Flinders Street Market on the September the 8th and 9th. Anybody that's interested, drop along and say hello to Yvonne there. If you can't get a booking there, at least say hello, and you'll know who you're talking to then, and put a face to a name and a name to a face.
Roy,
and also, yeah, sure.
Sorry, going back to the last reading for Natasha, breaking it down to 3, that's when it's all going to change for her, when she's going to start getting what she is looking forward to in life. So it can be the 3rd of the month, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, Natasha. So just be patient. It's all coming.
So really she needs to sort of have some sort of plan in effect, and either 3 days, 3 weeks, or the third of the month, it will begin to eventuate. She says, thank you guys, that helps.
You're welcome.
A couple of love hearts in there as well. So you're a very popular woman, aren't you?
Oh. I love them all.
Well, I don't know about you, Yvonne, but you may not be aware of it, but you've done almost an hour.
Yes, I've noticed, and I'm thinking I'm getting very hot working with spirit.
Okay, look, we will. Have you got time for one more? It's from Natasha.
Natasha, I'll have a go.
Yeah, she says, I've applied for an art job, waiting to hear back. So that's why it makes all the sense.
Okay.
So I think that's just a response to what you were saying before.
Yep.
Also, we've got Adair, who is saying you guys rock, and she says thank you very much. So you've done well, Yvonne. For a person who was terribly worried you wouldn't get through the first 5 minutes, you've done almost an hour, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity, Roy. And
I certainly hope that you get some business out of this and more people recognise you at the fairs, just so that it's not something that's thrown out there and you get nothing in response.
Well, I trust in spirit. What will be, will be.
Lovely. That's a good attitude for everybody to have.
Yeah.
I'll just give you a quick rundown. We've had 13 reactions, 42 comments, and a whole mass of people that came on just to have a look. So you've done well today. Considering the time of the day, it's been real good, real fun to have a chat with you and a bit of a laugh occasionally. So hopefully we haven't stretched you too much.
No. Can I just quickly say thank you to Shana DeFern and all the mentors that I've had in my life, and they know who they are. And I just want to say thank you for all helping me to get to where I am today.
That's brilliant. And you're one of the first ones to come out and put yourself on TV, so that's good. You're really stretching yourself there now, woman.
I'm going to hiding now. I'm going to run away in a minute. Do come back again, Yvonne. No pressure.
No pressure. Come back when you feel like it. Long-term and consistency is the key for being noticed. So that's good. And Dermot just sent in a quick message that says, thank you, both of you, and cheers. So you've done well. The people that have come on today have loved you, so that's always a good sign. I'm going to kick you off now. I'm going to put you down into the into the lobby and close off.
Yep.
And if you'd like to hang on for a minute, I'll just have a quick chat with you afterwards, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in today. It's been fun. And I certainly hope that you have the opportunity to share this. And don't forget, if you're watching in the replay, comment in the type into the comments read, and you have the opportunity for a free reading with Yvonne Schwirse at the Spiritual and Wellness Fair. So tell your friends, tell all the people that you know, post it around, share it as much as you like. And hopefully you'll catch up with us closer towards the end of August, in the last week of August and the first week of September. We will be doing a multitude of interviews with Dermot Kelly and a mass of other people that are coming along to the Spiritual and Wellness Fair. So be prepared for that. That's going to be an exciting week. And I'm sure Adair Palmer has a line of people who are going to be promoting some of their stuff as well. So to all those that are listening, thank you very much. Namaste. May your week be great. May your day be long. May the sun ever shine on your back. Thank you very much.